All right, here's a quick lesson on Living Hope by Phil Wickham. And if you have your sheet music in front of you, you'll notice at the top it says capo 2. Now I don't have a capo with me right now, but I'll just play the chord forms that are listed on the sheet. You just need to remember that you need to capo 2 and then you'll play the same thing. So the intro starts out, it's in the key of G. We have all very simple chords. You have G, C2, which is, you've got that added D note in there. Also on your sheet it'll say D sus, which would be drop your pinky on that bottom high E string on the 3rd fret. You don't have to do that. You could actually do that or do a little variation. You can even pull your finger off. Any one of those will work in this song. So the intro is just G to C, 4 beats each, back and forth. And the time is important for this one when you're leading so that the singers have some kind of a pulse. So. So 4 beats each on that one. And again, that timing, dun, 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 dun. We're gonna do that very pattern all the way until we get into chorus 1. So your intro's G and C, 4 beats each. We do that twice. And then when it goes into verse 1, where how great the chasm, I'll go ahead and play all the way through the end of verse 1. Also on your sheet, you'll notice that I have a little number next to each one of these chords that signifies the number of beats for each one of these chords. So I'll play the whole intro and then go into verse 1. Okay, so that's all of verse 1. You notice at the last line of verse 1 says, Jesus Christ, my living hope. At the very end, we have a C, and that we'll need to just work with the singers on that. I actually don't remember if we do the G to C back and forth twice, like we're redoing the intro again. So anyway, just follow at least on the chord chart. You've got 2 beats with C. Pretty sure we come right back in. Then we'll start with verse 2 where it says, who could imagine? Okay, the chord form and the beat and the rhythm, it's exactly the same as verse 1. So you're going to play that all the way in verse 2, all the way down through the end where it says, Jesus Christ, my living hope, where Jesus Christ, they have a C. Back to G, and then it will go right into chorus 1, okay? So where it says chorus 1, hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Your C is 2 beats and your G is 2 beats, and D and E minor are both 4. Then we will sing through, and we're just going to follow the sheet through. There's not a lot of flipping around here. So chorus 1 is. Oh, and in chorus 1, when we get there, we can open this up a little bit because by this time we'll have some more drums in there, so you don't need to keep that pulse with the rhythm. So it can be just more of a. In other words, kind of let the strings ring out a little bit more. So, and you don't have to quite have that emphasis. on that pulse to keep before the drums come in on that. So just kind of listen to the drummer and just kind of do a rhythmic pattern that fits well with what he's playing. So so I'll go ahead and I will play chorus 1 all the way through. Chorus 2 is the exact same thing. Okay, I forgot to kind of open that up. I played that more like the verse, but towards the end you could kind of hear where you've got a little bit of a variation on the strum pattern there. So that's chorus 1. Chorus 2 it's exactly the same thing. When we go into verse 3, everyone's going to back out, and it's just going to be Dean on the keyboard. So, so for verse 3, you will back out on that. And you're going to back out. Everybody backs out for the first 4 lines, and then when we get to "Then came the morning that sealed the promise," the next 4 lines in verse 3, you'll see this on your sheet. Is that you could pick these chords. Pick those chords in the last 4 lines of verse 3, because at that point we're kind of building back up. So don't play anything in the first 4 lines of verse 3. The second 4 lines, just pick the chords. Then we get to, it's going to say chorus 1 directly after that. So you do have to jump back at this point. Chorus 1, you'll go back to chorus 1, which we've already played. It's the same beat. Okay, so you do chorus 1, and then at the end of chorus 1, you'll notice there's an arrow to go over to the next page, which is chorus 3, and that brings us to the end of the song. Chorus 3 is the exact same thing as chorus 1 and chorus 2, so with "Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free," you're just playing. You're just going to hold that very same pattern through the song, and then we'll go from the end of chorus 3, and then you'll just go, there's the last 2 lines which are the outro. On the outro part 2, we'll just the first line, "Jesus Christ my living hope," you hold that same pattern. Says, "God, you are my living hope." So you just play diamonds at that point, and that will end the song. Resolve that on G, and that's it.